Hey folks, welcome to the village. Out in the garden this morning, going to work on getting this little irrigation pipe you see back up here. It's a little sub out from my irrigation system. It's going to run my drip irrigation in the garden. The problem is right here where it's at, you're going to see I'm going to put another bin here, so I'm going to have to get that pipe buried. So I'm going to work on getting that pipe buried underneath, so it'll be up in the pathway when we put that new bin in. So I'm going to set you down and let you watch a little bit and see if we can get this done. I'm going to take and dig a little trench here. Unfortunately, we have really heavy clay soil and it's very wet. Oh, kind of got a trench dug there. Basically going to redig more of this trench and then put that pipe in there. So I'll do that and we'll come back in a few minutes. So as you can see, just got it trenched out, a narrow trench. Took a little duct tape on the end there to protect it, keep any debris from getting in there. And then I'm going to mark a little stake here on the end so I don't forget where it is. That way my bin, which is going to go in this location, won't be impeding on the pipe until I get to the point where I put a drip irrigation line on that stub there and fill it out. So just show you we're going to bury this up and then move on to the next step. This is what we're going to be working on installing today. This is a Vigo bin, raised corded bin, much different than your standard galvanized. Galvanized has a lot of heavy metals in it and stuff that can leach into your soil and into your plants. This uses a unique zinc system that encases the steel, so you don't have a problem. It lasts for 20 years. Actually, zinc isn't a bad element to get into your thing. It's a trace element. So this is the pieces. It comes in a modular type system. Really neat. It's kind of, this is going to be, it's very similar. It's similar to this, just a little bit narrower. And one's going to be going over here. One's going to be going over there. We're going to work on installing that. Comes all nicely boxed up. The panels inside. Your hardware comes all neatly packed in there with all your parts and everything. So just a really nice system. I like it. I'm not like an endorsement or anything from it, I wish, but we're going to put this together and see what it looks like. So let me get all the parts out and we'll get started on this. Get the parts all laid out. Of quick tip though, if you're ever going to do one of these, use one of these come encased like in a plastic that's kind of shrunk onto it. Take that off before you put it together, because it's a real pain in the butt to get off if you don't. So we're going to take the time here to go and take all this off before we get started putting this together. Just a quick little tip, learn the hard way first time. Maybe before we should start off the assembly back there and back up this there, me and Madison want to give a little shout out to our friend Axel. Hey Axel, Madison and Grandpa say hi. Say Madison's not real good at looking at the camera. She thinks somebody's coming over. Say hi to Axel. Say hi, Axel. See how you doing, buddy? So we're hanging out. All right. For old people like me, it's basically putting this together is like an erector set. You're basically just taking your nuts and screws and putting them together. Cap screws on top, cap nuts on top, regular nuts on the bottom. You're putting them through. You semi-tighten them. That way when you get done, you can do all the final tightening, make sure everything's lined up good, because it's very tight construction, so you want to keep it a little loose so it everything goes together real nice. So basically I got a big old stack of hardware stainless starter. We're just going to start putting this together piece by piece, and we'll come back and show some of the progress as we get this thing put together and the finished product at the end. All right, thanks for joining. As you can see, we got the two side panels put together. Again, just working through the process, putting the screws in, washers on, making sure everything's just finger tight, so that way you can move it around a little bit, because again, the specs on this stuff is pretty tight. So that's pretty much all it is. Just knock out the straight panels first, and then once you have your straight panels done, we'll come down and put these corner sections together. And then once you get the corner sections together, well, we'll join them to these side panels. Again, everything finger tight, because you got to move it around a little bit, get everything in position, then you'll tighten it down at the end. So get back to work, get these end pieces put together. All right, so I got the two end sections put together. Again, all finger tight, just so you can work with it to get them put together easier. Everything all together there. Got my side panels and modular, so you can put them any setup you want. Like if I went to put two panels here, and then I could take the one center panel and put it between these, and that would give you a different setup. So you can do whatever you want. I chose to do this because I want a longer one to go alongside my other one right up here, so it'll be the same length. So that's what I chose. So now we'll take these side panels, join them with the end panels here, and get this thing put together. Okay, as you can see, I got it fully assembled. Put it into place in the garden where I want it to be. Now I'm going to go through and go to all the different nuts and bolts and start working my way around the corners to the straights, and tighten everything up real good. Make sure everything lined up. Everything lines up real nice. Again, everything's pretty well cut, and I mean, it's pretty precise. I mean, that's why I keep it loose, and then now you can tighten it up. Then we're going to take and dig like a little trough around the perimeter, and that way we can put it in the ground a little bit, get it leveled out. And then we'll shoot over to the other side, and we're going to put the other one together, and we'll work on getting these filled up. And that's what we're going to finish up today. Okay, we got all the hardware now tightened up on the thing. I've worked from top to bottom, got everything tight. Taken over in the garden, outlined where I'm going to put it, cut the hardware cloth with just a simple serrated knife from inside that I use in the garden. Cut the weed block. To put them together, they give you a little tool here that goes with it. That's a nice little tool. It works real good. If you want to expedite the process, ratchet a screwdriver a lot quicker. If you have a nut driver set in metric, you can make it even quicker. Just don't happen to have one. So this does cut down on time, probably half the time. Gonna go ahead and get the bin, move it over here, put it in place, get it leveled out, and get her all set up. As you can see, we got the bin in. Got it cut through, cut around the edge, got it sunk down a little bit, backfilled, taken, leveled it off a little bit so everything's nice and level. You can see the bigger bin in the background there. Came out really nice. All the hardware all tightened up nice. They're about 17 inches deep, so you can actually, plant plants that have a good root system without a problem. Yeah, and there's my big bin. We'll be working on this bin later on, maybe today, if not tomorrow. get that one set up and put in. Yeah, that's about it for today. Any questions or anything down below if you got any, go ahead and like and smash the subscribe button and follow along. Thanks for joining us.